Well, it's a couple nights later, and I've got it all dug up here. And see, that was the cloth that was underneath it, and sure enough, it is perforated all the way around. And I had to be careful too. Another reason why you can't just start using a pick and stuff. See those black wires? I was looking at that earlier, and I wasn't quite sure where they were. Two of them looked like electrical lines for landscape lights, and then one was a round one. I'm like, what is that for? Is that round one for cable TV? And then I checked on it a little bit closer, and you can see this black pipe here. This is the one that goes over to the other side. This is the 3/4 inch main drip irrigation pipe, and there's a pipe here, probably a 2-inch ABS, and see all three of these wires right here go through that. Okay, so those go over to the other side. Okay, and that's where you get your landscape lights from, and there's gate valves over there, and that other line is for the timer, the sprinkler timer, because we've got the sprinkler timer in here. Okay, you see, it's right there. So that's where that is, and oh, and then the time clock for the landscape lights is this. If you ever see something like this, because see, initially when I was looking the first time for landscape lights, I was looking for a little box with a little timer in it, and I saw this. I wasn't quite sure. I even had to ask the gardener, who was a gardener for the previous owner, and he told me it was in here. Sure enough, it was in there. So sometimes your timer can be in a box such as that. Okay, so I've dug all this, and I dug it down at least 2.5 inches or so. Now I'm just getting ready to figure out where I'm going to cut the T. I cut that out. I'm going to put a T. Then I'm going to put this pipe that was on the downspout and just dip it right down into a T right there. I was going to have that. Remember, initially I was going to have it swoop over like that. I can't really do that. These wires. One of the landscape wires is over the top of that, and so it's okay. I'm gonna keep that kind of pushed over that way, and then come that way. It gives me enough room to get a nice landscape plant right here in the corner, and I can do that because I'm using that. Remember, if I was going to use a drain that was just right down into the ground, I wanted this over closer. Then I was going to go like that. But as it is, I don't have to do that. The further this is away from here, the better, because then I can have a gradual 90-degree angle from there right down into a T. Okay, so I'm getting ready to do that, and I just, you know, last night I couldn't work on it, and tonight I can. And see, that's why initially I put this in and fixed it all before I started digging. See how close it is to the edge now? That most of that was already there from before, and I dug out about 2 inches further that way and not closer to here. And so when I get ready to backfill that, see, this will move over, and I can probably pound on that right there. This is where there's a nail. I may have to pull that back up or something, but I'll be able to get it. See, it doesn't take much just to push this over. I got a couple little rocks in there I got to clean out, and see, that should go. This should go right like that. See, and that looked way better than how it was before, coming out here at an angle. You didn't see that video. You should watch that. I show you how to get that set up, how to remove it, how to get ready to reinstall that. Okay, and so I'll get this down, and I just want to make sure it doesn't go down too low and then back up. You know, so I'm going to have to fill this up. I dug it down like that because there were some roots there. There were some concrete bits there. I wanted to see exactly where those wires went for the landscape sprinklers, timer, and the lights, landscape lights. And see, and I might talk to my wife and say, hey, if you want a light over here, we could put a light if we tapped it into one of these wires right here, you know, for the landscape lights. Probably have to ask her that. And if she does, then obviously I'm going to have to tap that in first, get a wire from there out further over prior to filling this up. So see, every time you start on one little project, it starts morphing into different things, okay? But that's okay. When I get done with this, I want it all done right. This is what you're going to have to do. 25-year-old landscaping, and if you didn't watch all those other landscape videos on what on earth is going on with all this, why is VideoJoe doing all this, you need to watch those. I can't explain it on this video. Okay, so I think I'm done for the night. I might fill this up a little bit more and get the flow from here there to there, knowing that I'm not, you know, I'm at an angle here and it's going down, and about right there it needs to be basically flat to still continue on over there. So I can fill this up with some loose dirt now that I dug that out, and kind of have a little game plan. At least I can do that, and then I'll talk to Momi and ask her if she wants a landscape light here. You know, maybe one here, that one here that shines up on the tree and the retaining rock wall, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. All right, that's all I got for now, and I'll be back with more videos, of course.